Hi, everybody. Today's Wednesday, May 27th, and we are going to do scientific drawing. And this is something that you have done before, so it's not anything new. So let's think about it. In scientific drawings, what are some things that we can put? You're right. We can label our drawings. So if you remember how we did the bee, I did the bee pollinator on the board, and I know your other teachers did too. And the first picture was the bee um, not near the flower. Then the second picture was the bee on top of the flower pollinating. And then the last picture was the bee with leaving one flower to the other flower. So today we're going to do a scientific drawing, and my scientific drawing is going to be about what? You guessed it, moths. So let's talk about scientific drawing. Today we're going to practice creating scientific drawings. Here are some things to remember as we think about our drawing. So we've seen this anchor chart before in our classrooms. So when you sketch a scientific drawing, remember to observe closely before you begin sketching. Draw only what you can see. Identify basic shapes in the picture. Notice the size of the shapes you see. Think about the arrangement, and you want to add details. You want to make sure that you're labeling your picture. That is so important because if you just draw a picture and you just show a person the picture, like one of your friends or your family members, and they don't know what's going on, they're just gonna think it's a picture. But you're a scientific artist, so you're gonna make sure that you add details and labels to your pictures. So let's start. So we're going to think about what we know about moths, think about how we would create a scientific drawing of one. So I'm going to be doing this drawing about a moth. Remember, this is my model, and you're going to be doing your own model on what? You got it, a hummingbird. So I cannot wait to see your pictures with the hummingbird pictures. But mine is going to be about moths. So these are all the pictures about moths. And remember, I read this book yesterday. So we know that a moth can fit in your fingernail, and a big moth is bigger than your hand. I don't really wouldn't want to see those type of moths that is bigger than my hand. That kind of scare me. And I know that moths have antennas. And this is going to help me because this is a text feature and this is a text box. So, and it's also telling me about giving me information about the antenna. So that's something that I could do also in my scientific drawing. This is also another text box that's talking about the spots that are on this moth's back. And the mouth, the hibiscus, the legs. I remember in our scientific drawing how we put like yellow pollen on the legs. I think that I'm going to do that too in my scientific drawing. And then the moth pollinates other flowers. So that's kind of like what it's going to look like at the end. So I'm going to make a scientific drawing. I'm going to try my best. Look, I have my friend here, Miss Stitch, so she's going to try to help me. So how would I make one? If I insert, if I make, not a diagram, I can make a slide or, hmm, let's see. I think that I am going to insert up a picture of flowers. So I'm going to search the web. I'm going to look for a flower clip art. Right there. So I'm going to look at this flower. I think that I'm going to use this flower right here. It's really cute. So I'm going to use that flower. Oh, I don't like that it doesn't have the clear background. So I'm going to go back and search image, flower, clip art, transparent. That word transparent means that the background is clear. So it's easier for me to put the flowers. So, what kind of flower can I use? I think that I am gotta make sure my flower looks a certain way. Let's use this one. Let's see if this one works. There goes my clear flower. So in my first drawing, I have the flower and put it down here. I'll make it big enough for you guys to see. Now I am going to attempt to make a moth. I'm going to use this circle. Oh no, I'm going to use this right here. I think that'll be kind of cool because it'll look like the moth's body. So the moth at the first one is not, and I'm going to twist it around. And I'm actually going to move it away because it's not near the flower right now. And I'm going to color that body, and all I have to do is go to the fill color, and I'm going to change this body brown, right? Then, of course, I need to add, I need to make sure that I add antenna. So if I add antenna here, there goes the antenna. And then I'm going to add its wings. I could probably use, maybe I'll use these for wings. And I'm going to make this big. And I'm going to turn it around. So I'm using that little dot on the top to turn it around. And I'm going to make my wings bigger because this is a big moth. And I'm going to bring it close to my moth's body. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Bring it close to the body. And I'm going to fill that color. I'm going to make it with the orange wings. And you could, of course, make the wings bigger. And then I'm going to copy that wing. And then I'm going to Control V to paste the wing because I'm going to make sure that it looks like it has two wings. And like if it's flying towards the flower. So there it goes. I have to make some legs, right? There's a leg. There's another leg. Oh, I moved my body. Do another leg. Do another leg here. Another little leg here. And maybe a leg there. Okay. And I am also, I like that moth that had like the little dots that look like eyes. So I'm gonna put a little circle in my thing, in my drawing, and I'm gonna fill it like that dark brown color. So I'm gonna make sure that I make the dot big enough. Oh, perfect. So if I use Control C, that means to copy. I could use Control V, and then look what happens. I could put the dots. And then I could do Control V again. So using the Control and the letter V, and I could make copies. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to move. And I want to fix that because it's not an oval. So if I wanted to label this, I'm going to use a text box and I could say the colorful moth is approaching the flower, right? Because the colorful moth is approaching the flower, right? And it's going to pollinate. We're going to see how it's going to pollinate, but I have to make sure that I'm telling you what's happening. Just like in the bee was going to approach the flower, right? So now I'm going to take my flower, control V again, because that means I get to, or I could click on the picture, say copy, and if you see where it says Control C, that's what I'm getting it from. So I'm going to copy, right click, paste. There goes my next flower. So there goes my next flower. And I want to make sure that I do the same one. So I'm going to take this right over, and now I'm going to put it, my moth right on the flower. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my dots because I got to make sure that it looks the same. Oh, if you make a mistake, you could always put that arrow button, and it has to look like a cross in order for you to move it. Say Control V again so I can move, and Control V again. Now all my dots look the same. Those are the eyes. And you know what I'm going to do? I am going to make another one because now maybe at this time we could see more of the eyes. And I'm going to label that. I'm going to insert a little arrow like this and label that because that's really good information. And I could put this arrow right here and I could fill the arrow, and I'm going to fill the arrow red. And I'm going to put a text box right here, right on the top. And I'm going to put that same information from the book. The brown spots on the moth help. I'm going to make my text box bigger. Help protect protect them from bats. And I'm going to make sure that there goes my text box, that it's closer to the arrow so that I'm pointing to exactly what I want to give information to. So, and I am actually going to I could border my text box just by doing these three signs so that you know it's a text box. And I'm going to go back here and make this text box a little bit longer and fix this one. And exactly what I did, I highlighted the text box that you see, it's all blue. And then I went in and just did like a text box. So look how cute, cool is that? And now I have to make sure that I put the legs of this moth because it's touching the flower now. And I'm going to make those legs a little bit wider so that you can see them. And I'm going to make those legs be yellow. And why would I make them yellow? Because I want to make sure. And if I control copy, oh, look at that. If I control C, I could keep on making legs. How cool is that? And they're all going to be yellow because I am pollinating. And not that the moth knows that it's pollen, but I'm on the flower, so that means I'm getting pollen on my legs. How cool is that? Oh, and I can't forget the antenna. You guys almost made me forget the antenna. So I got to put the antenna here. Oh, not there. There's backspace. The antenna doesn't belong on the wing. The antennas belong on the head. So I'm going to, it keeps on going to my wing. Okay, let's go back, make the line. And let's make antenna here and move that over a little bit. There goes an antenna and make the other one here. Cool. And you know what I'm going to say about this? So I'm going to do another text box. I'm going to put a text box actually up here because I'm going to talk about how the antenna, they use the antenna for smell. So I'm going to make this a little bit longer. And here I'm going to say moths antennae are used for smell. Because I think that's a really important information. And I could give that. And then remember, if I'm going to highlight the text box, I could go here, make it like that, and then goes another text box. So in my scientific drawing, I am actually making sure that I am giving all the information that I have, especially because I just read the text and I have this information. So now that my moth came from here and I'm pollinating, now I'm going to take this flower again, Control C, that means to copy, Control V means to paste. So I'm going to put a flower here and I'm going to get another flower because remember, this time the moth is going to go from one flower to another flower. So I have to make sure that I draw two flowers, okay? So same thing here. Oops. I'm going to copy my moth, Control C, Control V, paste to paste. So I got to make sure that I'm going to put it in the middle of the two flowers because I want to make sure that you can see that it's going to go to another flower. And then I'm going to make sure that I can Control C for here and Control V. Nope. I need to take the wing, Control C, Control V. There goes the other wing. And then I'm going to go Control V to make the other wing. So there you have the two wings. And then I'm going to take the little dots, do the same thing, Control C, Control V. That makes me get, remember, when you do these things, you can move the dots. Control V, there goes my other dot. They can move when I have the little cross. Control V. Make sure I put the dots here. His wings are different here, so I got to make sure that I you may not see all the dots like from the last time because he's moving. I got to make sure that he's moving. So once I do that, then remember I'm gonna take a copy of the legs because he has pollen on his legs, and he's gonna go There goes another leg. He's gonna go from one flower to another flower. So he's bringing that pollen in so that the flowers can pollinate. Oh, I gotta add another text box. See, as I'm thinking, oh, let me make a copy of this antenna, put it here, take this antenna. All I have to do is click on the actual picture, Control C, Control V. There goes my other antenna. Make sure I put it here. And then here on this text box in the bottom, and I'll make it bigger. And I'm going to say the moth uses its hairy legs to help pollinate another flower. Let me see if I can make the text box a little bit bigger. Oh, that word pollinate is spelled wrong. And then I'm going to make this text box go like that. How cool. So now I am labeling everything. And if I want to use another arrow, I can. And I'm going to use this arrow here to point to the hairy legs. And I'm going to color in that arrow red again. Right? So now I'm not describing, I'm telling all my scientific drawings. Now I'm here. So now I'm at my last drawing, and now I need to figure out how I am going, what I'm going to say here, because I have to say that the moth goes from one flower to another flower. So let me add my text box right here on the top, because I'm going to say exactly what's happening in my scientific drawing. The moth is now going from one flower to another to help pollinate and help other flowers grow. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger in my text box. Bring this down here. And then I'm going to use this arrow. I'm going to look at my arrows. Oh, I can use this arrow right here to kind of show, and painted red, to kind of show like what's going to happen, how the moth is going to go from one end to another end to help it pollinate. And that's basically how I made my scientific drawing, but instead of the moth, you're going to use a hummingbird. Now you could draw this picture, and you could take a picture of your actual picture, a photo of your photograph of your actual picture at home, and you could just upload it and turn it into your teachers. Or you can try to actually draw it online and see if you could use the shapes to help you draw a hummingbird. It's all up to you. But I just wanted to show you one of the ways that you could use Google. You could use Google Drawings and different types of shapes in order to help you out with your scientific drawing. Remember that you need to have labels and you need to have text boxes. So I have my text boxes and my labels and everything and explaining what is happening in each and every single picture. I hope you enjoyed my drawing. I tried to do my best and I hope you have an amazing day. Talk to you soon.